Hi, I'm going to see if I can't do a really short video about copyright to go with that last IP. I was afraid it was going to be too long. Let's see, main screen. Okay, let's see if this works. I still haven't really checked the last one, so let's go out here. Okay. So copyright, there can be copyright protecting things at the state level. But I know in Texas you can't register a state copyright. So it may just be a common law issue. I don't deal a lot with state copyright. A lot of times it'll be it's kind of like if there is no federal copyright, it kind of then maybe there's a state copyright and you have to check. It's one of those things. So that I don't really know much about, admittedly. But there is a federal, oh, not com. This is, okay, I will tell you about this. Copyright Clearance Center, the .com. This is where it's one of those easy places to go if you need to need to license content for use. So say you're using an article in your you need to use a significant amount of like a chart or something in your article, you can come here and license it. Copyright people aren't that into this because we think that they give their education on the website is never includes fair use, and it isn't. And they've also filed lawsuits against higher ed institutions and participated in that. So we're not all about them, but they are a convenient place for me, for my job. And we do have an account with them, and we do give them money. So anyway, that's copyright.com. This is copyright.gov. It looks like the Copyright Office buildings are closed. I know that the whole Library of Congress, I believe, is closed now. They had a really bad outbreak in DC. So this is a website where you can find a lot of the free, like the copyright law is going to be here, the copyright regulations are here, the compendium, which is how the Copyright Office deals with registrations and things like that, is all here under Copyright Quick Links. The Fair Use Index is pretty cool. In higher ed, we rely on fair use, and it has summaries of all the cases that have in which fair use has. I don't know if it's all of them. It's the main ones. So they do have archive of briefs and legal opinions, but I have not used that. There is information about statutory licensing, which is really important in music. And you can file you can register your copyright here. So that would be here. So if anybody needs information about that, the forms are there. You can do everything online. You do have to register. We don't do a lot of recording a document, but there is a lot of research, right? So you can either go to some of these. There's this new virtual card catalog. Haven't tried it out. That's one way of sort of doing research, but I would go through the research tab. So there are other ways and probably better ways of searching for copyright records, but you can do it at the Copyright Office. You may not be able to find a complete, they don't have a complete record, I believe. But there is some search ability for applications here. This is to get a copy of something you know about. I'm trying to find where searches of records and retrieval and copies of records. So that's fees. Where can you just enter to do your research? These are if they search it for you. Certainly they didn't take that away. Search. Maybe that proof of concept virtual card catalog is the only search they have now. Maybe so. They used to have a different version, so there should be a way to search the copyright registration. So I just have to find it. So yeah, this is so you can do searches for registrations, assignments. Here I have used this actually. I just find it confusing. So maybe you can figure it out. It is by date, and it goes pretty far back into the public domain. But I have found this whole filtering the drawers really weird. So I'm going to see wherever copyright registrations. And this is helpful. You want to be able to search registrations and renewals. Yeah, this is it. I don't know why I can get to it here. So this is, I just did a search for copyright registration search. It's at CoCatalog. So that, I guess that stands for Copyright Catalog, .loc.libraryofcongress.gov. The Copyright Office is situated in the Library of Congress, so it's just in a different place. It's a different agency, has different leadership. It's just information. So if you know, like corporate names, you could do a search for like Mickey Mouse. I'm sure this is way overdone. And then you search. And it will have everything. It will, you will be able to actually go in and look at it. This is the copyright number. And this first, this stands for what kind of application it is. So this is visual art. I don't know what RE stands for. And this is sound recording SR. We're going to look at sound recording Absolute Disney. And you can see all the different information. It's very much a catalog record. Date of first publication. You have the names of the owners. So that's how this works. It's excuse me. Music licensing is a lot more difficult. There's ways of doing lookups for that, but that's kind of beyond the scope of this. If you ever have those questions, though, you can ask me. I think that's international copyright. Copyright is internationalized, which means that it's, well, it's harmonized. So it's all really just national laws, but they're all subject to the Berne Convention, which is the main copyright convention, and a few other conventions actually. There's kind of a reciprocity between convention members that they will honor the laws of each other's countries. So you do have copyright protection internationally for stuff that's created in the United States. So it works like that. That's pretty much everything I wanted to say about copyright at the agency level.